I just came across this article. Boise, Idaho abandons fight to clear homeless encampment. I haven't listened to this. It's a 2-minute listen. We're going to listen
The
together. Here
city
we
of
go.
Boise, Idaho has decided to abandon its more than decade-long legal fight to clear homeless encampments.
A decade-long fight. I don't know. This sounds like the homeless may have just won.
The settlement reached yesterday has implications across the West Coast, which has long been the epicenter of the nation's homelessness crisis. Here's NPR's Kirk Sigler.
More than 12 years ago, several homeless people sued the city of Boise for giving them dozens of tickets for sleeping outside, even when there weren't adequate beds available in local shelters here. And Boise fought the case all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court, where it was joined by many West Coast cities in arguing they need broad authority to prevent the spread of homeless encampments. But late in 2019, the Supreme Court declined to hear Boise's latest appeal, now apparently acknowledging it likely wouldn't prevail in lower courts that already ruled the ticketing unconstitutional.
So that's the deal. This was a big thing that this basically said it was unconstitutional to ticket a homeless person if they had nowhere else to go.
Boise has decided to end the fight. The city is settling the lawsuit and pledging to put more than $1 million toward housing and support services this year alone.
So the city is going to decrease the number of encampments in Boise permanently by housing people rather than by arresting them.
Wow, whoever would have thought? No, that's amazing. They're going to decrease encampments by housing people. That guy's a genius. I don't know who, that must have, like in the middle of the night, probably some mayor woke up and said, you know what? I got an idea. We're going to decrease homelessness by housing people. I got it. That's why I'm
arresting
mayor.
Them for simply trying to survive, which only prolongs their homelessness.
Weird. This is like common sense coming to the foreground here. This is bananas.
Eric Tars is legal director at the National Homelessness Law Center, which helped the plaintiffs in the case. He says the settlement shows that cities should follow Boise's lead and build more housing.
Don't be stupid. Build more housing. Take care of homeless people. This is the most leftist, radical, communist idea ever.
Instead of putting police on the front lines of the crisis.
The courts have said, no, you can't balance your failure to create adequate housing policy on the backs.
They must be outraged. Outraged, I say. How dare the courts step in and demand that people have rights to live?
Victims of that very failure.
Legal experts say there's been scattershot compliance with the ruling outside Boise, a relatively affluent, mid-sized city. Some city leaders in California, where there's been an explosion in homelessness since the recession, say they need to be able to control encampments because they threaten public health and safety.
So, I don't know if you heard, but what Boise came up with was this radical idea of, solving homelessness instead of just, shooing homeless people away like dirty rats.
Professor Michael Cousineau at the University of Southern California says what mostly happens is that police will clear a tent city, then people just move somewhere else a few days later.
What? No, I'm so surprised. You clear a camp and then people move somewhere? No, I thought when you cleared a camp, they just became invisible. Poof! Just poof, they disappeared like poof. You just, you clear a camp and they disappear.
A few days later.
This is a game changer in the sense that it's going to say to the cities and counties, all right, now you're going to have to be serious about not just taking down these encampments and moving people around, but actually getting them into housing.
With the pandemic, there's now more money available for them to start doing that. The Biden administration says it will fully reimburse cities for the costs of putting their unhoused residents in local hotels. Kirk Sigler, NPR News, Boise.
Okay, so what? They're just going to put them in hotels and then send them into the streets? I don't know. I mean, you're not going to house all the homeless people. You're just not. You don't have enough housing. Don't be stupid. And then there's going to be more homeless people. It's not like there's just 5 guys that have been homeless forever, and once you house them, it's done. No, it's a recurring thing. People become homeless all the time. So camps. You have to have sanctioned camps, everybody. Sanctioned camps. But I love it. I love it that Boise, the homeless people of Boise won. They won, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. That's a case where just keep fighting. Just keep fighting. And maybe eventually you'll wear their asses down. Good job, Boise homeless people.